Your host, Mike Page. Always great to be with you as we continue to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories and headlines. And one of those top stories that we are following for you, new disturbing updates coming out of Southern California, where just days ago, a man was arrested with being armed on the property of Trump National in Southern California. Just days before, remember, President Trump was just there yesterday for a fundraising dinner. Let's go out to the very latest right now, right outside of Trump National. William Lajeunesse joining us here with a breakdown.
Hey, good morning, Mike. You know, police did find what they call concerning written materials inside this individual, the suspect's home, but they're not revealing a motive. However, if you look at the amount of weapons and ammunition found in his car, in his home, and on his person, 38-year-old Janine John Tulay certainly represented a potential threat to President Trump. So here's how it all went down. Last Friday, Secret Service and Homeland were doing a security assessment here of the Trump National Golf Course, preparing for his fundraiser, as you mentioned. They noticed a suspicious guy with an earpiece taking photos and video of the security setup, as if he was part of the team. Well, he left, and he came back on Sunday, this time identifying himself as a member or part of a State Department security detail. Well, that made no sense, so the feds call in the deputies. They find an illegal 16-round magazine with hollow point bullets inside his pants. They searched his car in the parking lot. They also recovered a pistol, security badge, additional loaded magazines, and binoculars. Then they went to his home, searching that. Deputies found more guns, including an illegal, unregistered, short-barrel AR-15 rifle, more magazines, more pistol and rifle ammunition, body armor, and again, multiple notebooks containing concerning statements. One news outlet said those statements do refer to the White House.
A diplomatic security service officer, and those are like the folks that do the investigations and provide security in embassies. And to do it so blatantly out in the open, come back 2 days in a row, knowing that he was being watched while he was conducting this quote-unquote surveillance, I think this was somebody cosplaying, probably someone with
So in the California Post, in a story that was just released a few minutes ago, Mike, it says that Tulay is actually a former decorated Marine who served in Iraq and Afghanistan for about 8 years, from 2008 to 2016. Now, he pled not guilty yesterday to state charges, firearms and ammunition or type of charges, but he is also being charged in federal court. So if he was able to make bail in state court, he'd still be held in federal court for that unregistered AR-15. He also is charged in an unrelated robbery. So at this point in time, he'll be appearing in federal court this afternoon at 1:30. He's also been told to stay away from guns, the golf course, and not leave the state of California. Mike?
Yeah, William, really disturbing there when you think about it. It wasn't like he was on property and President Trump wasn't coming within the next couple of days. But, I mean, this was just around the time here where, I mean, definitely planning operations could be underway.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who looks at this says, well, if you believe the worst of it, then he's doing surveillance to see where security is going to be set up. Does he have opportunity to potentially fire at the president? If you believe him, and what I guess he's told some individuals is that he was trying to protect the president. Well, that kind of doesn't make any sense, but then again, we don't know if there's any mental issues involved here. But if that was the case, it's still unbelievable in the sense that you're presenting a false ID to federal agents, which I guess at that point you're kind of caught, which doesn't make sense. So there's a lot here that we don't know, and hopefully in the next several days we will. Mike?
Yeah, so true. William Lajeunesse reporting for us live right outside of Trump National Golf Club there in Southern California. We appreciate always the latest updates.